Hi, I'm naked and you're watching Disney Channel. For legal reasons, this is not actually Disney Channel, as far as I'm aware. I think we still have a couple years left until Disney buys out every single entertainment company. Please don't sue me. Instagram, second channel, if you want to keep up with what I'm doing. I have just launched the second season of my sustainable and ethical clothing brand, YDYB. If you do want to check it out, there is a link in the description down below. I would very much like to put the clothes on my body, but unfortunately I am but a servant of science. So if you would like to potentially wear clothes, I have some available for your purchasing. As you can see from the title of this video and the fact that I'm not wearing any clothes, today we're gonna be naked. But we're gonna be naked for science. Now, veterans of my channel will remember that a while ago I made a video where I painted myself naked. Now, the whole premise of that video was founded upon a study that found that naked people were actually happier. People who spent more time in non-intimate settings naked, just going about their life, generally scored themselves as having higher self-esteem and higher happiness than those who didn't. Now, I have said it many times on this channel before, but I am nothing if not a woman of science. And I figured, you know what? That initial video wasn't enough. I didn't fully commit to the nudity as I perhaps should have done. I had so much fun filming that video, and I even said during it that, you know, I would like to spend more time naked, because actually, it was quite liberating. But to be honest with you, I never really did, despite how great that video made me feel. So I figured I would do it again. But I wasn't just going to spend an hour naked. No. I was going to spend a full 24 hours with my kit off. And as you can see, we've already begun. However, considering that I am naked in front of a potentially limitless audience, if you wouldn't mind just giving me a thumbs up, maybe think about subscribing. You don't have to subscribe, you just have to really think about it. Picture subscribing in your mind, and you know, if that idea doesn't repulse you, maybe follow through. Definitely the only time that anyone's been asked to follow through, but there we are. So I've set myself 5 goals, and these are 5 activities that I must complete whilst in the nude. How many times do we think I can get away with saying the words naked and nude before the YouTube algorithm demonetizes me? Wait, I can test it. If you see an ad in the next 5 seconds, this video is monetized. If not, please like the video. So the 5 tasks that I have assembled to test the full liberation that nudity might give me are the following. Number 1, exercise. At first I was a bit worried about this one because I am a person who has boobs. I don't know how much you personally know about boobs, but boobs don't do well when sporting if they have no support. In fact, boobs really don't do well in many occasions. So exercise in the nude I wasn't so keen on. I can't even walk up the stairs without cradling the goods. You know what I mean? Like, they are sensitive. So I've decided to go for yoga. I feel like that's calm enough that there's gonna be no genuine trauma. The second thing is work. Now, in case it wasn't obvious, that is what we're doing. I'm actually actively completing part 2 now, but I also thought maybe I should send some emails, and it could be like a fun little between us secret, you know? I sent an email to my accountant, but little does she know, stalkers. Now, the third thing on the list is cooking. Clear hazards with that one, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. The 4th thing is cleaning, and I feel like this is actually going to be an excellent opportunity to showcase the beauty of being nude, because I actually get quite sweaty when I clean. The only concern is chemical cleaning products in very close proximity to, shall we say, sensitive areas, like my armpits. And the final thing on the list was Netflix. However, before I get into my 24 hours living like a nudist, it's time that we took a small visit, a little stop, a little detour to everyone's favourite corner. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Integration Corner. I don't look well, and that's because I'm not. Please don't tell me that I don't look well, because trust me, I know, I don't want to talk about it. Tell you what I do want to talk about though. Skillshare. As you guys know, Skillshare and me, we grew up together. We were best friends all through high school. We've remained the bestest of pals to this day. Skillshare is an online learning community that gives you the membership to knowledge. You can learn just about anything your heart desires on Skillshare. But not only can you learn, you can also create. And you can create within a community of people also taking the classes that you are. Skillshare also has completely flexible class lengths, so you don't ever have to worry that you're not going to have enough time because some of the classes are just 5 minutes long. You can bash that out and know that you've done something productive with your day. I mentioned in my last Skillshare integration how much I've started to value storytelling, and I've really been taking a lot of classes on how to tell better stories and how to be a better storyteller. The class that I've most recently taken on Skillshare is called Storytelling for Leaders, How to Craft Stories That Matter by Keith Yamashita. And part of the reason why I love this class so much is because it communicates exactly what it needs to in a very short amount of time. All of the lessons were less than 5 minutes long. This class has been so useful in teaching me how to really understand the basics of a good story. You guys know that I love Skillshare, and I really think that it provides an opportunity to everyone to learn pretty much whatever it is they want to. No matter how niche or seemingly abstract, I can almost guarantee you that there'll be a class for it on Skillshare. Plus, cheeky little bonus, because Skillshare is specifically curated for learning, there are no ads on the site, which means you don't get annoying interruptions. Like that. So, if you would like to try Skillshare for yourself, all you have to do is be one of the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description down below and receive a free trial of a Skillshare Premium membership. Hello everyone, welcome to my bedroom where I'm going to be getting naked. It's gonna be hard to explain this one to my parents. In preparation for this video, I've watched a lot of content about nudism and naturalism on YouTube. There are some really interesting people, and I don't mean that in like a backhanded compliment kind of way. I mean that in a really genuine way, who had a lot of really interesting things to say about naturalism, nudism, mainly around how when you get naked, there's a sense of freedom. You start to feel a bit more liberated, and the shame that we put onto our bodies in the society that we're in is completely ridiculous and misplaced, and that when we're naked and we're all naked together in a non-intimate environment, we promote a kind of acceptance for different body types and different, you know, body shapes and sizes, and when we are naked, there's nothing to hide. There was a lot of talk about how being naked promotes a sense of self-confidence because there's an acceptance that comes with allowing yourself to be vulnerable around other people. So, with all of that out of the way, guess I should stop stalling. Right, I've taken my hair down so that I feel a little bit less, you know, a little bit less naked. Right, I guess I'll just, get to it. I am already uncomfortable. Ironically, this is not the first time I've got naked on YouTube. Again, I feel so sorry for my neighbours because every week I'm on this. If this is anything to go by, I would be terrible at stripteases. Well, I guess this is it. If you ever wanted to see me naked. So I think for the sake of trying to be monetized, most of this video is gonna have to be filmed from the shoulders up because I don't want to get naked on YouTube and then not be paid for it. Do you know what I mean? So I've come up with a to-do list of things to do whilst naked. And the first one we're gonna do now, and that one is naked yoga. I haven't really given much thought as to how I'm going to film this because there's a lot of bending in yoga. So far, I'm enjoying the general coolness of the nudity because my clothes were quite hot and I was sweating. I don't know if you can see. There's definite sweat on that forehead. Now here's the thing about naked exercise that you may not have considered. There's a lot of breezes that happen in places that you potentially have never felt breezes before. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. I'm just gonna leave that one just out there. Like my whole body during this video. Welcome to my living room where my giant patio door is currently looking like the gates of heaven. I really hope no one else is on their terrace right now because otherwise they're gonna have a fantastic view of my behind. So, naked yoga. I've found a nice yoga tutorial. I'm really not sure how we're gonna film this because I really don't see how YouTube is gonna monetize just me downward dogging in the nude. Even just saying that sounds like it got demonetized. So if you wouldn't mind just, you know, leaving a like, maybe dropping a juicy comment to help you go with the algorithm, that would be stellar. Don't mind me, I'm just your friendly neighborhood naked woman doing a bit of yoga. This has got to be the weirdest video I've ever filmed. And the fact that I know my mum's watching. Hi mum. I'm so glad I didn't go to law school for this. Everyone, we're in the down doggy. Certainly a lot of breeze going on. There's a lot of bit of a natural draft. Right, don't get me wrong, the yoga's lovely, but because it's so hot, the sweat is just, it's just going everywhere. Yeah, this one's definitely not monetization friendly. You know, I don't mind this. It's just like regular yoga, except with no clothes. Which I'm sure is the really intelligent insight you were all looking for when you were wondering, you know, what is naked yoga like? It's kind of relaxing, really. It's quite a liberating feeling. You know, if you're watching this right now, you may as well get your kit off and give it a go. You know what I mean? Do you feel liberated? Do you feel free? Hi, Atlas. He loves a bit of naked yoga. In fact, he's a full naturalist. He never wears clothes. And he's eating the yoga mat.
Now, the other thing to consider about being naked and doing exercise is that whilst it is quite fun, it's a very freeing sensation, you do get a bit sweaty. And when you get sweaty and you lie on the mat and all these miscellaneous pieces of dust stick to you and you feel like you're sticking to the mat, it's all just a bit uncomfortable. I don't know if you've ever been sweaty and had like bits of dirt stick to you, but it's a really horrible feeling. It's awful. It's up there with what, for me personally, top 10 most uncomfortable feelings. But this is quickly solved by having a shower, which interestingly was the only activity throughout this day that wasn't at all bizarre. It was right at home, being naked in the shower. However, not getting dressed after the shower was a bit of an odd one. I just went straight from that to working. Unusual. Certainly. Now, working in the nude is somewhat of an experience. It does add an element of danger, of spice. You know, just typing moreover, nevertheless, as per my last email, writing those all the while your boobs are out, it's pure liberation.
What's that song? It's like lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off. That's actually true. It's actually a tier list, and it goes lying, and then answering your emails stark naked. Answering emails naked might be the most fun anyone's ever had. Ever.
Although I would recommend that we limit nudity during work hours to, you know, jobs that don't include Zoom call meetings. That'll land you a trip to HR. Now, moving on to cooking. This had the most risk of going terribly wrong. Of all of the things on this list, it's the cooking one that got me the most curious. Because if you're a nudist, it must run through your mind that you are putting some very receptive to pain parts of your body, shall we say, within very close proximity to hot oil and fire. Things that historically don't go well together, unless, of course, you know, you have an excellent sex life.
So this is probably the activity I've been least looking forward to today, mainly because it involves hot oil and bare flesh, and not to mention it's like the hottest day recorded on record here in the UK. So in case it wasn't obvious from the vacant look in my eyes, I'm struggling. But you know what? I'm not a sucker. I don't quit just because the going gets tough. Because you know what they say? When the going gets tough, the tough get going. And I like to consider myself tough. Not in the way of like overcooked meat, more like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Bruce Lee. As you can see, I'm currently head chef. And as such, I'm going to be cooking posh pizza. Now, I didn't come up with the name of posh pizza, and I don't know
exactly why it's called posh pizza, but it's essentially homemade pizza, but instead of having a pizza base, you cook it on bread. I don't know what specific element of that combination is you know, considered posh, but nevertheless it is delicious, and so I'm going to be making it. So what I'm going to be starting with is frying the chicken. This is by far the most dangerous part of this whole procedure, because it is pretty much the only part that involves actual oil. I can't imagine anything less advertiser friendly than a naked woman holding a knife. So, YouTube algorithm, if you're watching this, I swear it's not what it looks like. Can you imagine trying to explain my job to someone? We've really gone from sitting in my room eating cereal talking about YouTube drama to chopping up meat, eating my nude. You know what? I'm getting quite a pleasant breeze going on in the back seat. The only thing that's making this unpleasant for me is the fact that, like, I don't like touching meat, period. It feels like you're cutting up babies' cheeks, and I don't enjoy that. I tell you what I feel like. I feel like a butcher who's been asked to pose for a sexy annual calendar. I probably shouldn't have the knife in it, it's definitely not YouTuber friendly. Here we go. Oil in the pan. Oh, he's sizzling. I got a long range spatula. I think I've worked out how nudists cook. It's from a distance. Thing is, I can see how, if you were doing this with a partner who was also a nudist, this would be a lot of fun. Like, cooking naked just feels like a fun activity. It's a lot less pressure than, like, cooking with your clothes off. It just feels more fun. A bit more of a groove when you move. So this is my posh pizza. I know it looks like terrible right now, but it will look better eventually, I promise you. Wait till it's out the oven. Then we add some avocado to it, it'll look great. The thing is, the heat really hits your bare skin and it's just like instant sweat.
I have to say that of all the activities that I did this day, cleaning was the most underwhelming. I don't know what I was expecting, but I thought that I should include, you know, some element of house chores, because nudists, they live in houses, right? They have to, you know, clean the bathrooms. So I figured, you know, it should be as realistic as possible. And truthfully, I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I thought just because you were naked, cleaning would maybe suck a bit less, but even naked, cleaning is still miserable. It didn't make it even a slightly bit more fun. Now the final task was the best one, the most ideal task of the day. It was relaxing, and I decided that I would just spend that time lying in bed and watching Netflix. Truthfully, there is something to be said about being naked in bed. Now I think I probably sat naked maybe once or twice in my life. I haven't done it any more than that because I have this irrational fear. Actually, no, it's not irrational. It's highly rational, right? Listen to this. I have a fear that one day, whilst I'm sleeping, my house is going to set on fire and I'm going to have to run outside, but I'm going to be naked. So not only will my house be on fire and I will have lost all my most precious possessions, but I'll also be stood out in the street, stark bollock naked. And for me, that is one step too far. Like losing all your most precious belongings in a fire, horrendous. Losing all your belongings in a fire and you're naked in the street, that's trauma. That is trauma. And that is the reason why I have not slept naked since I was about 5, maybe. I've been harboring this fear for a while, as you can see. Now, obviously, this day was all a bit of fun, and I'm not a nudist. I'm not gonna become a nudist. It's not something that I am at a stage in my life where that's what I want to do. I'm not there yet. Maybe one day. Currently not converted. However, I know I said this in the last video, and I said that being naked was quite a good feeling. That is still true. Whilst I don't think I'm gonna be drop in my trousers to go clean my bathroom anytime soon, and naked yoga is you know, not going to be a daily occurrence. Being naked and just being around yourself naked,
I really think it does good for your body. Just relaxing and being around yourself naked, I could really see how it could give you a higher self-esteem, because I think most of the reasons why a lot of us are not really comfortable with ourselves naked is because we're just not used to it. Even in today's society, being a nudist isn't really something that is common. Not many people actively spend a lot of time naked, and if you do, you're in the small minority. And I can really see how just spending more time with yourself in a non-intimate setting, just naked like I am right now, could really help you out in your brain, in your self-esteem, in your happiness, because it brings you kind of closer to yourself in a way, I guess. Now, obviously there are some situations where being naked with yourself might actually be quite traumatic, and I just want to put that out there, that I see you, you're valid, and that's okay. You know, I completely understand that in certain situations, like if you have body dysmorphia or if you have body dysphoria, that could actually be very damaging for you rather than liberating, and I'm here for you, all right? I see you, you're valid, I love you, and I wish you nothing but all the love and acceptance, all right? And I hope that one day you are happy in your body the way you deserve to be. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something you would give a go, or if you already have given it a go. Do you regularly send naked emails? I want to speak to you. And if you would never give this a go, I want to know why. Tell me. Speak your mind. Tell your truth. All that good stuff. I love that we've got to the point where I can quite literally try anything on my channel, and you guys don't even bat an eyelid. Like, we... The variety of different topics that we have covered at this point is astounding. You never really know what to expect, but it's sure to be fruity and it's sure to be fresh. If you like the video, feel free to give it a cheeky little thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's a free world, you do you, boo. If you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, though, that would make you my favourite. Very coveted position being my favourite, and it's quite exclusive, you know, as a favourite is usually just one. So if you would like to be that one, you know what to do. It's the subscribe, it's the like button, but it is also checking out YDYB. Link is in the pinned comment. Get yourself some sustainable goodness. Have a wonderful day. Remember to drink some water. Seriously, look at your lips. They're flaking. They're flaking off. And you know why that is? It's because you've not hydrated. Your cells are crying, I can hear them. Swallow some water immediately. And I will see you next week with another video. Kisses to your mother.